Welcome to the Create with Ease podcast. I am Grace Covington, your host, and today's topic is creating a life and business of ease. Super excited to be having this conversation because so many people who are creating a business and so many people who are creating their lives do not believe that it can be done from a space of ease. I really believe that this stems from our culture, society, that we have to work hard to create a result, that you have to sweat blood and tears to create what you are asking for. And I've come to question that because that is not true. You don't have to sweat blood and tears to create what you desire, and what you desire can show up in your world with ease. So let's talk about ease, because I think ease has so many labels and so many definitions. And when I say ease, maybe people think that creating what you are asking for. So in this space, we're talking about business and your life. So let's talk about creating your business. That means then you can just sit and not do anything, not take any action. You're just going to sit there and not do anything. That is not what I'm talking about. The energy I'm coming from is, what if when you are creating what you are asking for in your business, you could do it in a way that is fun? And once you start to infuse these energies of fun and lightness, everything starts to shift in your business where it's no longer hard work. So let's say you used to struggle with gaining clients in your business. And once you start to shift and change your point of view about creating your business, and then you start to attract the clients that are looking for you just by showing up, just by being you. So we're going to put a pause on that for a second, because I want to unpack this space so that you can really perceive where I'm coming from and how you can begin to use these tools in your life to create your business. So one of the most powerful spaces you can create from, and that will allow you to create with ease, is when you are willing to be you. When you are willing to be you, there is a door that opens up for you that allows you to tap into infinite possibilities and infinite magic. So that when you do show up, people are attracted to your offer. People come and find you rather than you chasing to find other people. To find people to come into your offer, then you have this struggle, this hardship. But when you truly value you and truly are committed to showing up in the world, being you. So being you without hiding, without being afraid of what people think about you, without worrying that if I make my family uncomfortable, if I disagree with them, then I'm a bad person. I really can't, create what I desire to create because I'm afraid of all these judgments that I'm going to receive. So that doesn't work in that space of being you, because you're so focused, your energy is depleted, because the energy that could be pulling in clients for you is now being used up and expended in you, in the space of worry, frustration, and you wondering, is this person judging me? Am I doing this right? Am I showing up correctly on video? Am I speaking correctly? So you're expending all of that energy that you could be using to just relax and create and tap into your infinite creativity to bring bring products to the marketplace that get people to just stop and say, yes, I desire that. And speak in a way that you connect to people and they trust you and say, I totally can perceive the gift and contribution that you are in my life. And it doesn't matter how much your program is, I'm going to find a way to pay you because I perceive the gift and contribution. So this is where this ease is coming from. Because now you're no longer working damn hard and all you're doing is showing up in the world as you without the judgments. So I get that to truly come from that space because I used to hide. I used to be worried about, how people perceive me. I used to want to please every single person on this planet. And if anyone said anything about me, I really took it to heart. But now, honestly, I really don't give a fuck. And it's created so much space in my world and so much magic, so much ease, so much joy, so much possibility. And it took some time to let go of all of these things that I was holding on to. They were literally like a heavy weight. And stopped that ease from showing up in my business and stopped that ease from showing up in my life. So the more you're willing to really expose and let go and do the work and be uncomfortable with yourself, because sometimes as you're releasing these things, it does become intense. They have been, over the last 6 months, I would say my life has been intense. I've had these moments where I'm like, oh my goodness, this is super intense. But you begin to move through it. It becomes easier and easier as different things show up in your world. So you have to be willing to do what it takes to create the change that you're asking for. And for me, the way I create the changes, I do invest in myself. I do invest in what is going to create the change that I desire in my life. I have shared on this podcast, if something is going to contribute to me, I'm going to choose it because that is going to create more ease in my life. Like why would I want to make my life hard when I can have an easy life? So I would choose everything that creates ease in my life, everything that creates ease in my business, everything that creates ease in my entire life. So I look at the spaces like, where can I have more ease in my life? And then I go and choose that. And if I have to pay someone, I am willing to pay because that person is just contributing and adding more to my life. So that's the space that you can begin to invite in your life when you are willing to be you and show up in your business as you and commit to the space. Commit is a word I have been using quite a bit in my videos, in my conversations that I'm having, because that is what it takes. It's about really being committed to this, not like one day you're like, oh, I'm going to be me. I'm going to commit to my change. I'm going to commit to healing. And then 2 days later, you're like, no, I'm going to choose something different. You obviously have that choice, but you have to commit, commit. And practice. Yes, it's not going to be perfect. No one's going to expect you to be perfect. But as long as you're willing to get up and keep taking those steps forward, you fall down, get up, keep taking those steps forward, fall down, get up, take those steps forward. So you can perceive the energy that I am coming from in the space of commitment. So creating a life of ease. So I truly believe your life is your business. They are not separate because so many people put their life into boxes. This is my job. This is my business. These are my relationships. This is my friend zone. This is my workout zone. So what if you can include everything together and you didn't have to put it into boxes because everything contributes to every area of your life. And so I love to create my life from that space where my business is contributing to my relationships. My relationships are contributing to my business. My friends are contributing to me, and it's a reciprocal effect. So in this space of contribution, where you start to see everything around you as a contribution, you look at your life differently. So you're no longer focused on the problems. Like, this has shown up in my life that seems like a problem, but you're asking the question, okay, cool. So this has shown up in my life. What's the gift in this? Like, what is the gift in this? And sometimes those gifts that we label as problems are the things we require to actually take a big leap in our life, to actually create what it is that we ask for. So when you start to perceive your life as a gift, every single thing that shows up in your life can contribute to you in a very expansive way. So even when some of this stuff is super intense and it's hard and it looks difficult, those are the things that will create the most change. Pause. I'm going to take a pause. So yes, I've had some things in my life like recently that have shown up where I was like, what in the hell is this? I mean, like, literally, it was super intense. Like, oh my gosh, so much trauma and drama packed in there. And the beauty of that experience and that moment is, there was so much beauty in that. In one, I got to show up in the world, in this moment, in that situation, being an allowance of me. So even though I was probably wrong in this situation, I was 80% wrong, but I didn't make myself wrong for that, because I knew what was showing up was a gift. So how can you be wrong? How can you be wrong when what's showing up is a gift in your world? And that just changed my life like 50 million times. Like, it just blew up some massive shit and created so much space, so much kindness, so much beauty, so much, And had I not allowed myself to, if I had gone into an ounce of wrongness of myself, like blaming myself, making myself wrong, I would not have received the gift that this has become in my life. So, and I am like losing the space. Like, what did I just say? What did I say 5 seconds ago? What were we talking about? What day of the week is it? So you can begin to create ease in your life once you get out of judgment of yourself and you're an allowance of you. You start putting your life in these different boxes and buckets and just allow life to unfold. Allow the beauty of life to unfold and the gift that it is on this planet and the contribution that is here. So, like, there's so much contribution on this planet for us, and not creating this separation even with the elements on this planet. So the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, like all of these things contribute to us. I have purely witnessed that in the last few weeks with different experiences in nature that I've had that really are a firm knowing that we are contributed to on this planet, that everything around us contributes to us. And you're not here alone. So if right now, if you're in the space of, I'm alone, I don't have friends, I don't have people that really support me, there's a whole planet that supports you, that contributes to you every single waking moment. If you haven't seen my Instagram, I have a post that I posted about one of my deepest fears has been about snakes. And I live in Florida, and in Florida, you're gonna see some shit jumping around. I mean, but I've had this deep fear of snakes, of like literally like creatures, like a lot of things. I've had deep fears. Like I would literally go into these phobias, and it's just been so crazy that I've been this way. But it changed. It all changed for me. We had gone to a snake show, and you can go check it out on my Instagram. And I somehow felt led. So my husband is like, he's an animal lover. Like, he loves animals. He's not afraid. And so he also facilitated me through this whole process. So we had gone to the snake show. He was playing with people's snakes. He wasn't even afraid. He was like just grabbing the snake and just playing with it. And he was like, I want to have a pet snake. I'm like, hell to the no. And I was like, wow, he doesn't make any of this significant. He just rolls with it, and it's cool. Like, whew, okay. So then we get to this table, and everyone's petting this python, and I was like, people were holding it. There were little kids that were even petting it and had zero fear. I'm like, what? Okay, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just face my fear, and I'm gonna let it go, and I'm just gonna release all of this. And I have been. I'm doing a 30-day challenge with Rihanna on Facebook, and it's about getting out of control. And that really facilitated so much change in my world, in the spaces where I try to control everything. And this just kind of just unwound the space. And so I grabbed the snake. I have the lady put it in my arms. And then in the video, you can see the snake rests its head on my right breast. Then it slowly moves up my neck. And I wasn't even afraid with that. Even with that movement, I was not afraid. Normally, I would have probably dropped the snake and ran like super fast. I didn't. All I could perceive was the beauty of the snake. Like, it was so beautiful, like the energy, it was healing. I can't even explain this with words. There was this exchange that took place that I probably will never be able to articulate with words. I can't even label it, because it was such a grandiose moment of change, of I can't put words to this. I'm not even going to try, because I'm not going to take away from that moment and what I experienced. But I literally was just, even when I gave the snake back, I was like almost shaking in my body. It was like it was just so wild. So wild. But that snake, oh. I'm so grateful for that snake, because it really showed me how much we can let our fears control us. And we buy these lies that this is what this looks like. So we buy this lie I bought the lie that if I come in close proximity with a snake, it's going to bite me. It's going to want to kill me. It's going to want to attack me. And as the snake keeper was telling me about this, the beauty of the snake is that it's been grown up in an environment where there's no aggression at all. So even as they feed the snake, all the rats are dead, so it does not become aggressive and kill. But I still think, snakes have their instinct and their natural way of being. I don't think you can ever take that away. But the snake just also knew that it was not going to be harmed. Like, there was no harm. There was no sense to protect itself, to attack, nothing. It was just like, hey, hi. And so this made really a great example of where do you judge? Where do you go into judgment based on what other people have told you? And I like to bring these conversations in terms of, race and color and judgments that are passed on to people, because obviously I'm Black and there is a lot of racism that still exists on this planet. And there are people that will judge based on the color of your skin and will judge you and make you wrong. And then those judgments may be coming from a space of what someone learned or, their experiences. So even looking at that, it's like, how many judgments do we have that are really not ours? How many judgments do we have that if we would even question them and just ask the question, who does this judgment belong to? Where did I buy it as mine? How much would that change in our world? My whole world opened up when I just let go of this point of view about snakes. I received so much more of me. I have more willingness to show up in the world as me, to show up in my authentic voice, to show up unafraid, unapologetic, willing to receive judgments from people. I mean, I have some people judging me right now. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, that's the point of view that they have. Awesome. I'm just going to keep creating my life. It is what it is. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to like every choice you make. So, hey, keep going. So I know this has gone so many places, but we go where we require to go. I really want you to know that you can have a life of ease. You can have a life of ease. It doesn't have to be hard. There's another choice beyond hard. You can create your business with ease. You can have a job and still have ease. You can be in a relationship and have ease. You can have kids, a family, and have ease with all of that. But you have to be the person that is choosing it and making that commitment to choose it, to choose the ease, to choose the joy, to choose the possibilities. Yes. So where else do we want to go with this topic? What else can I contribute to you that will invite you into this possibility where you are creating this in your own life for yourself, where you're choosing it, where you're committing to you, where you are starting to see the brilliance of you and starting to adore you and starting to show up in the world in your voice, in your authentic voice. And that changes so much. I've noticed when I've been having conversations recently that just the space when I show up as me, it's just a beautiful space. And sometimes people don't want to get off on the phone because you've become this invitation. We're like, wow, this person doesn't judge me. She's totally being herself and she's not judging herself. It's like a yummy invitation. And then sometimes people don't want to get off the phone because it's such a contribution. It's like literally a massage a full body massage just by this exchange of showing up authentically. And so you're like, okay, I gotta go. And you're like, okay, here's a little bit of that energy. Now go run with it. Go create your life. Go be you. Go be authentic. So it's a gift when you are you. So I'm truly grateful for this space and this life that we have, the gift of life that we have, the possibilities that are here. And so many possibilities show up. I am just in the space of committing to ease, showing up as ease, committing to being you. Everything that you ask for starts to show up. I have so many things. I'm creating my business, so many things that have opened up that I've been asking for years. And now they're like, hey, we're here. We're ready to play. So this is really this space of ease creates so much for you in your world. So you may be desiring this and like, Grace, I would love to create my life from this space. Grace, I would love to create my business from this space. So I'm inviting you soon. I'm going to have something coming that really invites the space where you are having ease and creating a thriving and sustainable business where you're generating repeatable revenue with ease and living the lifestyle that you're asking for. I have something coming that is going to facilitate this invitation where you can create that, where you can have that, where you can choose it, where you can be it. And I'm excited for you and for me. I'm excited that this gets to exist in the world and it gets to facilitate a different possibility with business creation, with living, because we, with the pandemic, with everything going on, a lot of people are in this space of struggle, hardship and all of that. And this begins to change that because now you have these tools to really invite something different in your life. So if you are interested, you can, and if you want to stay in the know, because it's coming. Go to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, turn on your alerts, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment, share. And as soon as I have this available, you will be able to sign up for it. You can also send me an email at grace@createwithease.com. I will have this in the show notes so that you can find it with total ease and total joy. And yes, so that's it for this week. I know it's been a moment since I posted a podcast. And yes, I've been working on quite a number of different projects. And now I was just like, you know what? I'm not putting this podcast on the burner. I'm going to create it in the midst of everything that I'm creating. And the space for ease to create the podcast showed up. So that's the other thing, like following the energy. So even though I haven't posted a podcast in a while, I love to create with ease. And so the energy of, hey, this is the moment. So choose it, create it. And so it was super easy for me to create this podcast. It wasn't like hard work and, coming up with the words and the topic. Just the energy was just flowing like boom, 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 boom. So what if your life could be that easy? Are you willing to choose it? Are you willing to receive it? Are you willing to create? Have a fabulous week and stay tuned to our next podcast. And if you have any specific topics that you would like me to cover with you, send me an email. I would be more than happy to talk about that on this podcast. And any topic, I am open to having conversations about any topic, no matter how crazy, weird, different they may be. Thank you so much for listening, and may you begin to step into the possibilities that are here and available for you.